No, but for real, this piano right here is probably one of the best to create melodies from. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'll be using FL keys. Alright. So this chord right here is a minor chord, and like 80% of melodies like this are started with this chord. It's going to sound like this. And you could add another chord right here, or you could just go the traditional, let's see, stretch this out. And to do that, hold Control, drag over these, drag them out to this bar, too far. And to cut off the excess, you can just take the cut tool, bam, cut that right there. And let's see what this sounds like. And then we want something lower, so we'll probably go something like that. And then let's see, something like that, something really simple. So you could go like, yeah, something like that. And then you just, so the trick here is 3 and 4. Those are the numbers you need to know. Or actually, yeah, 3 and 4. So we have our root notes, which are these notes down here. These are going to be our root notes. So that's good. The pattern the 808 is going to follow most of the time. And what you want to do most of the time to create these minor chords is you want to take the root note 1, 2, 3 right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 3, 4 on almost all minor chords like that. So. And if you look over here, you say, well, it's 3, 4, but over here, it's actually 4, 3. So that's going to happen sometimes with minor chords. You just got to flip-flop. Same thing over here. And then this one, I'm pretty sure... yeah, that's basically the same chord right there. And then Control B. It's gonna make that an 8-bar loop. And what you could do on the this next section over here, you take this note, the middle note, raise it up an octave. So the same note, just up. And then take that. Let's see, there's actually a shortcut for this, but I forgot what it is. So it's gonna sound like this. Stretch this out to 8 bars so it plays the whole thing. So there's your 8 bar. There's basically the chord progression. And what you want to do, you don't have to always do this, but you could take the root notes, copy them an octave lower just to give it like that extra little feel. And then most of the time that's going to sound good. You don't want to go too low with it because the frequencies are going to interfere with the 808. And what you could even do is you could take all these, Control, drag across those, press Alt-R. That's going to pull up the randomizer. Take the velocities, drag them down a little bit so they're not so loud. So it's just in the background. And then also you could go over here, let's see, put this in channel 1. And you get an EQ, take out a little bit of the low end. You don't gotta take it all out, just take some of it out. And that's for the 808, so it has room. And what I like to do, what you could do, gross beat, momentary, halftime. And then usually when you halftime it, you want to raise everything up an octave. It's going to sound like this. You could mix this knob right here in 50%. But we'll hold off on that for now, and we'll actually switch this back down. So now that you have all that, you want to start adding like some kind of top line melody. So let's see what we can come up with. And then really, I'm going to keep this one super simple, so you could just repeat this like this. And then over here, I mean, you could do the same thing. And it'd be just really repetitive, but the key is to keep it really simple and repetitive. And that sounds like you're just dumbing it down, but usually in beats like this, you want it to be like this. So it's going to sound something like this. But what you could do before you play it, if you have this plugin, it's really cheap. You can go get it. It's a really good plugin for Melodies, RC20. Take down the noise. What I like to do is put it on vinyl too. Click stereo, barely put the wobble, bring down the distortion, put the distortion on air, bring up the space, bring down the magnetic. And then if you actually click back to the gross beat you had earlier, 50% blended in, raise this all back up an octave, it's going to sound like this. And there you go.